Good evening, viewers. Today, let's analyze as to why Trump wants to annex Greenland. First, let's touch upon the very basics about Greenland. As on today, Greenland exercises self-government over all internal affairs. It runs its own parliament, local governance, police matters, civil courts, healthcare, education, culture, environmental regulations, transport, control over its economy, natural resources, fisheries, mining, oil and gas, labor policies, business regulations, and taxation. Now let's see what aspects of Greenland are handled by Denmark. Denmark controls the major issues related to the sovereignty of Greenland, that is, defense, military policy, national security, foreign affairs, diplomacy, treaty making, representation in the United Nations, NATO membership, citizenship, immigration laws, policies on currency, constitutional matters, and the Supreme Court. Denmark allocates a substantial annual grant on which the public financing system of Greenland survives. The full independence of Greenland requires approval by the Danish parliament. Now, people do ask me how first Norway got involved with the Greenland. In 10th century, Greenland was explored by Norse explorers, Norse explorers belonging to Norway and Iceland, both located east of the Greenland, as you see on the world map. The Norse community got wiped out finally due to climatic factors. In 1721, Greenland was rediscovered by a joint expedition of Norway and Denmark to locate any surviving settlers from Norse community. That is how Denmark got involved. Danish crown created a Royal Greenland Trading Department to control the economy and governance of Greenland for over a century. And that is what was the turning point. Norway claims that the Norse community, the first documented Europeans who settled in Greenland in 10th century, belonged to Norway. So in 1933, to resolve this dispute, both Denmark and Norway, they went to Permanent Court of International Justice. On 5th April 1933, the Permanent Court of International Justice ruled in favor of Denmark. That is, it validated its sovereignty over the entire Greenland. Norway accepted the verdict, withdrew its claim and presence from Greenland. The court, while giving the final verdict, cited the Treaty of Kiel, which had placed Greenland under Danish authority. Later in 1919, as per Illen Declaration, Norway agreed not to contest the Danish sovereignty over Greenland. In 1953, Denmark abolished the colonial status and made Greenland an integral part of the Kingdom of Denmark, giving Greenlanders Danish citizenship and representation in Danish parliament. In 1979, Greenlanders voted for Home Rule, which gave the Greenland control over its internal domestic affairs, while Denmark continued to oversee defense, foreign policy, and monetary issues. Now let's see what advantages the annexation of Greenland will give to the USA. Greenland is a good vantage point for US strategic defense as it can track satellites and conduct effective surveillance of space. USA's reaction time to all the missiles fired from Russia and China across the Arctic Ocean will increase substantially. USA would also be able to dominate Greenland, Iceland, UK gap, which is a strategic naval and aerial corridor. Greenland has massive deposits of rare earth elements like lithium, uranium, and iron, which is in fact the main target of USA, I would say. It will prevent Russia and China from gaining foothold in Greenland. USA will also be able to dominate the shipping route through the Arctic Ocean, giving them the strategic leverage. What is important for us to understand is that there is already a security agreement with USA by Denmark for the security of Greenland, since Denmark is a NATO member. And that is a big irony. That is why the European leaders have warned that any military operation by USA to seize Greenland will result in dissolution of NATO. But Trump, being Trump, a shrewd businessman, he has a focus on the rare earth minerals of Greenland lying under the ice sheet, still undiscovered. USA is also toying with the idea of buying Greenland by sending payments directly to the Greenlanders to persuade them to detach themselves from Denmark and join the USA. You will remember that Trump, in his first term, also made an offer to buy Greenland in 2019, but he was curtly told that Greenland is not for sale. Even now, Greenland Prime Minister Frederick has said, "We, the Greenlanders, don't want to be Americans, don't want to be Danes, we want to be just Greenlanders." Well, as per my analysis, Trump, riding the success of Venezuela operation in which he took out Maduro, may play out a military option in Greenland too. Trump knows that Denmark is no match to USA. USA spends $800 billion a year on defense, while Denmark is able to spend just $5 billion on defense. USA has more than 1,000 fighter aircrafts, while Denmark has just 50 of them. USA has 1.3 million armed forces, while Denmark has just about 15,000 military personnel. Denmark's reinforcements will take 5 days to travel 3,000 kilometers to reach Greenland. USA already has a Pituffik space base in Greenland from which it may operate. Therefore, as per my analysis, USA will try to influence Greenland and Denmark both using its military leverage by forcing concessions without firing a shot. If that fails, then we may see a military operation in Greenland in the very near future. Jai Hind, and do subscribe to my channel, Do the Pod.